want to talk about something that can last you years upon years of smiles and freedoms. And that, my friends, are good cars to own in 2026. We are artificially inflating the values of these cars today, ladies and gentlemen. Guess what? I do not. I don't feel bad. The masses deserve to know that there are good cars out there that do not cost $20,000. Drop what you think is going to be a good car in 2026. And of course, if you're looking for car parts for said cars, mod your car with your friends at Martini Works, the Toyota MRS.
Really? You've come around to that car.
I feel you keep bringing it up here and there around the shop.
Here's the problem.
You come around. You did not like that car like 3 years ago.
I still don't.
This is a phase.
I don't like looking at it. I do not enjoy the way that it showcases itself.
Fair.
But it is a fantastic car. The driving experience is 10 out of 10. The mid-runabout sports coupe is a really fun, quirky vehicle. And because they are kind of the ugly duckling of the generations of MR2 that you can buy, and technically it's an MRS, it kind of like went under the radar in the price cost that you can snag them for. You can snag them up here, which is saying something, for under $10,000. And you can do engine swaps, you can do turbocharged applications.
I have seen some good engine swaps.
Coilovers, you can do the 2ZZ in there, and then you get some small wheels and tires, like some RPF 1s, some Toyo Proxies, you get some BC Racing coilovers, and for like sub $14,000, you have what I would probably consider the closest thing to like a GT4 for like 1/10 the price.
What year do those go up to?
Like early 2000s.
Okay.
So like 2000 to 2002 is I think where you'd see most of them. I've seen them go all the way up, I think, to 05.
Okay.
But the MRS, the reason I kind of preface it is because I can say they're a fantastic car, chat. I just don't think they look the best. They just have just a weird look.
It's like a challenge.
Yeah.
To make it look good, though, so it's kind of cool.
Yeah, I've seen people do like the eyebrows. You know, people like will do eyebrows on big headlights.
That ain't helping that.
No, because you have to put like 4 strips of black duct tape to cover enough of that headlight to make it look like a normal headlight.
I think you just accept the fact that it looks ugly and you get into it and you just smile while you drive it.
Yeah,
that's what you do with that car.
Dakota, what do you got?
All right, I'm going to start it off with probably one you'd think I'd say, and then I have one that's a little more quirky for later. Right. But I'm going to start with the Mark 6 Volkswagen Golf R.
Oh.
I did some browsing before we did this video, and it's actually kind of unbelievable what you can pick these up for. Obviously, now the Mark 6 is a little bit older, so they're going to have a little bit higher mileage, but that's okay. You're getting them for around... I seen ones from $7,000
oh my God.
to $12,000 listed. For a Golf R, all-wheel drive, turbocharged, and the Mark 6 is still a good-looking year. It's not the ugly Mark 5. So you're getting a great-looking Golf R, plenty of modifications out there, and the Golf R is like a luxurious car, too. For that price range, you are getting so much car, and generally, I'd like to think Golf R owners take pretty good care of their cars, but a couple cons with that is you're not going to find one that's stock. It's going to be hard to find them in general. They're a little bit more of a rare car.
He's not lying.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's unbelievable what you can find. They're going to have a little more mileage.
$12,000
for a freaking Golf R. Yeah. That's so sick. But they do have a little bit more expensive maintenance than your typical Camry. You know, you get that European Supreme Deluxe package of having to spend a little bit more on maintenance and doing some service. But if you do all that and you're willing to bite the bullet on that, you have a phenomenal car for $12K.
Yeah. I didn't even think about that. That's a great deal.
Yeah, it is phenomenal.
And future me doesn't need to think about future maintenance. Yeah. Future me only needs to be thinking about that initial purchase.
Yeah, worry about maintenance when you got to do it.
Exactly. Oh my God. Yeah, like insurance. Gels?
Well, that's scary. I actually had a bit of an out there one because I was kind of searching around too, and I was like, dude, for some reason I got bit by like the S550 bug a little bit.
Ooh.
And it's like the GTs are awesome. They're atrociously loud, and they got a good price to them yet. But the EcoBoost S550s, I feel like are a bit of a great little gem. Mm-hmm. They're like the American tuner car right now. You can get one like 80 to 100-ish thousand miles, probably a little less if you really search, for like 15 or 16K. And like around there. So it's like, that's not too shabby.
Everybody loves those motors that has them.
It's like you still get like the really good. I think like the S550 is like the best looking generation Mustang.
It is really good.
I think they look incredible, especially like lowered a bit on some nice wheels, and like maybe throw a little bit like Aero or something on it. I think they look really, really good.
That
And-
NASCAR like duckbill.
Yeah, yeah. And the fact that like, you know, there's a ton of aftermarket support out there for it from like Cobb and like all these other brands. So you can get them, you know, pretty hefty modded. Now, obviously, I know like the EcoBoost stuff has its own kind of stigma around it, but you take decent care of them and you do the right upgrades. I think people say like you want to like, you know, upgrade the intercooler and stuff right away, do the bolt-ons, get a tune for it. You're making, you know, decent-ish power for not a ton of money. And I think that's a really fun platform. Rear-wheel drive still.
Yeah.
They're everywhere. You can get them in a ton of different colors. I think they're a really good car.
Makes good noises.
And I was surprised that, you know, you can get them for like 13 to 15K right now.
Yeah, don't sleep on that EcoBoost platform.
You know what else is slept on?
What's that?
You know what else is controversial in nature? You know what else I would consider myself a changed man on? And I've talked about this car in the past, and I'll continue to talk about it until they're $25,000 and I get blamed.
on TC.
It's not. But let me be clear, that was a great pick.
It is,
last
honestly.
year.
It is a
All
great
right.
pick.
Yeah.
I got another one for you.
All right.
Gels is already with me, even though he doesn't even know it.
What does that mean?
Mazda RX8.
Now we're fucking talking.
Damn.
I'm
Now we're
telling
Should have waited.
talking.
You should have sold it after he brought it up on the video.
Exactly. I'm telling you, the Mazda RX-8 is a difficult pickle to understand, but it is rewarding in all the right senses. If you have ever talked to somebody that owned an air-cooled Porsche 911 before they were expensive, they tell you the same thing. If you talk to anyone who's owned like an old carbureted motor and like an old, they'll say the same thing. It's a little tricky, but man, is it fun to drive. You go out there and you listen to these people before these cars become asinine expensive. That's probably not the right word for that tone. But anyway, that becomes ultra expensive. It always starts out with the cars naturally have a very unique like quirk or feature about it.
True.
And to me, the RX-8 and the engine and the 13B, right? 13B that's in it. That's it. Like they need to be rebuilt, which is fine. It takes work. It takes a little bit of money. But if you know and you're willing to get your hands dirty and you're willing to take your time with it, they drive fantastically. They love to be revved to the moon. They have great weight distribution. I think they're one of the most iconic and timeless looking cars from the 2000s out of like everything that was made in the 2000s.
The car just looks 2000s.
And but it looks good. Like
Especially the later gens.
clean up the
later
headlights,
years, yeah.
clean up the taillights, put it on some like work D9Rs.
If you have an S1, get rid of that bumper.
Yeah, lower it, you know, make it that little bit aggressive look. And dude, I think they're great cars. And not only that, they're so affordable.
They
you
are.
can get some.
You can get them for
You can get them for like under $6. You can get nice ones.
I bought mine for $6.
Yeah, you can get nice
50,000
ones
miles.
for under 10, and then you can get even like fully built like track ones for like under $15,000. Like when I was at VIR just last year, the RX-8 was a 1 to 3 to every Mazda Miata that was there. I mean, the car's platform is super popular right now in grassroots and amateur racing because of the value per dollar you get from it.
If I were to get into like some sort of track driving, I would 1,000,000% go get another RX-8. One, because I can't fit in a Miata, and two, I feel like I would just have more fun with it.
Yeah.
Plus, it's a 4-door coupe, and I think that's sick.
I never heard Alex talk nicely about the RX-8 until you got rid of it.
Yeah, well.
What a shame. All right, next up, I'm staying the hatchback route, but this one's a little more quirky. And I'm going to go ahead and say it's not on any of your radars.
Okay.
It's the Volvo C30 T5R.
You thought? No, I'm just kidding. I don't even know what that is.
Hear me out. It's front wheel drive. Love it or hate it. I don't care. That's dope. And then it's an inline 5 turbocharged.
They do love
Little
those
hot
inline
hatch.
5s.
It's so good. It is quirky looking. I still think it looks cool. The rear end's a little bit.
Is that one the one with like the window comes down like really weird and like the back?
Yeah, it
hatch?
has a big old window,
Okay, I
big
know what
old
you do. All right.
taillights.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's sick. With Volvo, it's again, you get that European kind of luxury interior versus like with Japanese cars, they're really dope. But then you get inside and you're like, oh my God. They haven't changed this for 40 years. Yeah. So with this, you get a little bit more of the high end stuff. Some cons are, again, this is going to be a little bit trickier of a car to find, but if you do, they range from like 7 to 15K. So super good price on them. But then probably the modifications are going to be a little bit harder to find as well, just because it's a niche car. But you can still slap some wheels on it, lower it, and then you have an inline 5 turbocharged car for 10K that none of your buddies have.
It's true.
Guaranteed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I've never
Solid
had
pick.
one. So I don't want to just be speaking from no experience here. So I did some digging, I did some research, and I found the forums of the owners, the few, the proud, the C30 owners. And they said, I love this car. They were so jazzed. I was reading no, I love this car. This is the best car ever. Yeah, it is. I can't believe we're going to keep these forever, right, bud? Yeah, are we best friends? Yeah, we're best friends. That's the forums for the C30. I've never seen anything like it. So if you're interested in this car, it looks like it's a good long-term buy. Do your general maintenance on it, and it'll treat you well. Couple little quirky issues, like maybe the sunroof leaking and stuff like that, but overall, it's going to be a reliable, good car for you.
Damn. That's a
Gilles,
good
do you have
pick.
another one or no?
Yeah, I do. This one, again, I think it's a decent pick. It's a little like it's not as budget friendly as that, but it's one of those ones where it's come down in price in the last few years, and I think it's at a solid price point right now for the car that it is, and that's the Nissan 370Z
Ooh, that's a good call.
over the 350. Because if it were like last year, I would still probably say the 350. But the fact that you can go find a really nice 370Z manual for like $15K right now is insane. That is such like a lot of car for that money. You're getting some pretty decent power out of that engine. It's rear wheel drive. It's like aggressive looking. Like that car, like especially like the later years of it, like it could still fit in as like a new car.
It
off
turns
the-
head
like,
stock.
And
Yeah.
even though like people always say, oh, it's only 300 horsepower, you know, the 3.7, it's naturally aspirated. It's so nice
Yeah.
to have the reliability of a naturally aspirated
And the
motor.
power's right
that
there.
Still
Yeah.
has power. Like that's what made the 350Z such a great drift car. It's
Right.
like you didn't have to do anything to it, and you
Yeah.
could still drift it. 370Z is pretty much the same way.
Yeah, and it's like the 350s became like so popular because they were at a like pretty decent price point. It's like now all of them, like not all of them, but like a lot of them have been like so run through, and like they're really getting up there in miles. They're really getting up there in age. They've been through however many owners, thrashed, all that sort of stuff. And it's like for just a little bit more now. Because if you go to find like a nice, really clean example 350Z, you're probably spending only like $5,000 less than you could get into a 370 right now.
100%. And I think they were a little more taken care of
Yeah,
in the 370s.
because the prices were just kind of
'cause
putting them out of reach.
when
a
I
little
was like just out of high school and looking deep into the car scene, 370Z was definitely one that was up there, but never attainable because it was so expensive at the time. But now we're in the golden day and age where they've come down and you can scoop them up for a good price.
Yeah. So I'd say that's another solid pick. If you've, like I said, if you're looking like I want a Z, wanted the 350Z, but couldn't find a good one, it's like, maybe go try to find maybe a little higher mileage, like 370 that like it's been like the same owner, but they've just loved it. I bet that car's taken care of beautifully, and you're going to have a much better time with it. It's a little more updated, even though I'm talking about cars that have stayed the same for the last 40 years. Like, like it's still the same, but it's like, it's still newer. Like it still has some newer amenities to it. You're talking like mid 2010s versus 2004.
Yeah.
Like there's a big advancement in stuff there. So
You guys will have to let us know what you think is the car to pick up for 2026 in the comments below as well. And of course, if you have one of these cars and you're saying, oh my God, I need wheels. I need a wheel and tire package shipped to my door stat at the lowest price guaranteed. Head on over to martiniworks.com. We can help you mod your car the right way. We don't just do wheel and tire packages, even though we are properly dang good at it. Yeah. We also do performance parts, intakes, exhausts, turbo kits, all sorts of good stuff. So with that being said, we hope you guys enjoyed this video, and we'll see you tomorrow.